Today I want to welcome to our show, her name is Mellisa Dormoy. She is the founder, and she describes herself as a kids self-esteem advocate of Shambalakids.com. So I got a message from her saying she's got a new product out and she'd like to come on the show and talk about it. And she sent me this amazing, I told her the words I used were, I was floored when I got it. She's created basically she calls it the Essential Life Skills Program for worry-free, confident, happy kids. Let me say that again. Essential Life Skills Program for worry-free, confident, happy kids. And it is an amazing program. There's lessons, games, activities for parents and the kids to do on just a whole plethora of areas in life. And we're gonna try and make a big dent in it today. So let me welcome to the show Mellisa Dormoy. How are you, Mellisa?
I'm doing great, Ogun. Thanks so much for having me on once again. I'm so excited I can hardly contain myself. I want to share all of this information.
Well, that's why we're going to try and get a head start on it, because this is really good stuff. Not only is it good because of the areas you cover, but it's practical. There's actually things to do. It's not just a book that says good things about, or a program that says, here's some good words and what you should do to help kids with their self-esteem. Here, you actually give, activities and stuff to do. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me slow down because I'm excited too. So first of all, let me segue a little bit. Stuff works. So let's jump in. Give us, our listeners, an overview of what this life skills program is, and specifically who is it for?
First, I should say this whole program was inspired by Louise Hay, because I'm sure you're familiar with the movie You Can Heal Your Life, and she has a little study program that goes along with this, and she was talking about how there are certain fundamental life skills that children really need, that parents need to teach to children. And she said, you know what, if all parents taught these skills to their children in only one generation, the whole world would be changed. Wow. And that just gave me goosebumps because I was like, oh yeah, that's it. And it was almost became my mission to fulfill what she set out there. And so I just started working, and this was like a birthing process that took about 8 months for me to finish. And I tried to hit, and I believe I did, because, I hit on every single point that I thought, not only, what she talked about, but I went into detail and I made it fun. I wanted children to really get into it and to enjoy it. And like you said before, not just for this to be, mental activity for the parents, but I wanted children to be involved, to be hands-on, and children to go, you know what, Mommy and Daddy, this is really fun. I love this. Let's do this again. A moment of connection for parents and children, and establishing those and reinforcing those bonds that we have with our children, teaching this information that they're not going to get elsewhere. It's really their spiritual and emotional education that we're talking about. We know, especially when they're in a school situation, they are exposed to so many things. There's so many things going on. Right. And we really have to come back to the basics. We have to lay that foundation so that they can grow up to be confident, stress-free, so they can feel good about who they are and understand their inherent value.
That's amazing. And you're right. I think you're hitting the right age first, because if these qualities, these life values are instilled at the young age, then it's almost like we almost don't have to worry per se about it at the teenage years, because the foundation is there.
Yeah, that's so true, Ogun. That's what's difficult, because I have parents who will write me and they'll say, my daughter or son has so much anxiety. I don't know what to do. And so then I dig deeper, and I'll help them. I'll give them relaxation exercises, introduce them, help them introduce their child to meditation and this and that. But the thing is, if children don't have this foundation, then they're just going to be trying to put together this puzzle that doesn't always necessarily seem to fit. You know what I mean? So that's my hope in doing this program, that, okay, here's the foundation. Once you have this, you can really, you can take on anything because you're going to have a way to deal with it. You're going to know the basis of how to function well and healthy and, and feel good.
It's being proactive as opposed to being reactive.
Exactly.
Some of the other categories or components you cover in the program include healthy ways of being, your mind is your tool, living your values, a balanced life, and an inspiration to others. I think between those and the ones we hit, we might have covered them all. And living your values, I think I mentioned that. That's one of my favorites, and being an inspiration to others. Do that with us. It was so funny. You sent this to me a couple of days ago, and I had never really opened the attachment until like late last night. I got a self-confession here. I thought it was going to be like a little 3-page outliner here of what's going on, and I opened this thing and I said, "Holy cow, this is amazing! This is like they talk about." We make that joke. Kids aren't born with an instruction manual. Here it is. I mean, literally, this is what this is for parents. How do we empower our kids with the skills they need to be conscious creators in life?